Hey guys, and welcome. My name's Kalilia, and I'm going to be teaching you about Resto Druids. I pulled 12 abilities together that I thought were the most crucial abilities to my rotation. The ones that I use every single dungeon, raid, whatever. Um, Druids have such a huge toolbox that they can easily fill 2.5 to 3 action bars apiece. I didn't want to go too much in depth with miscellaneous stuff that we don't need to really cover right now. Um, so I'm just gonna get started here. Let's see. Heals over time are abilities that you'll hear me talk about. They function as the title suggests. It heals over time. Um, they have what's called ticks, and every time they tick, they do another heal. And then you have direct healing, which is again exactly how it sounds. It's just a single heal that boom. Okay, so first ability here that I've got is Nature's Cure. It removes poison, magic, and curse effects on the person that you have selected. This is extremely useful and crucial in any healer's rotation. It is mana efficient and will prevent you from having to heal through the damage that an effect does. For instance, a priest casts, Shadow Word Pain, which is in Auchindoun. Um, that ability will continuously keep ticking. That's a magic effect. As that ticks, it'll do damage. If you are constantly healing through it, you're wasting your mana. When you can simply use this, remove it, heal up the little bit of damage that they've taken, and move on. And it allows you to save time, especially in raids, which is extremely crucial when switching targets and things like that. The next ability is Wild Growth. I have it glyphed for 10 seconds instead of the regular 8 seconds, but it heals an additional target. Now, if you're only doing 5-man stuff, this is not gonna make a difference. You don't have 6 people in your group. Why have it glyphed? But I also have taken this not for the extra healing it does on the other person, but I also enjoy the 10 seconds because it gives me that extra 2-second window, which again, timing is huge in raids. It gives me that 2-second window to be able to, play around with the ability and my rotation while I'm waiting for it to come back up. This is one of the things that should be used almost every time can, as long as people have taken damage. Because if they haven't taken damage, there's no point in trying to heal them up. The next ability is Life Plume. This is an ability you're going to want to have on your tanks, or tank, because you can only have it on one person at all times. As it ticks, it has a 4% chance to give you what's called Omen of Clarity. That ability is, let's see if it'll tick here. I don't know. Probably not. 4% is pretty low. There we go. Clear casting, and it's going to give you the little regrowth symbols, which are going to make your regrowth ability free of mana costs. It's great to have that up at all times, like I said, because as soon as the leaves around you come up, you can pop regrowth. Regrowth is an amazing ability. I'll talk about it in a second. As a direct heal, your main direct heal, you have Healing Touch, which is a slow casting speed, but it's your bread and butter to your whole healing. I use the word rotation loosely because it's more of a priority check, but because healers don't really have a rotation. But it's your bread and butter to your rotation. And then you have Rejuvenation, which is a heal over time effect. Which again is gonna wait, tick, wait, tick, wait, tick, and it just slowly brings people back up. Once it gets done ticking, it'll pop, and then that last little bit will heal for extra amount. You're gonna want this up in as many targets as you can to keep sort of preemptive almost. If you know raid damage is coming in, then you want to have this up so that way it can take some of the blunt force of the damage that's coming in, and this way you can kind of focus on other means. Plus, with the glyph, as long as you have it on 3 targets, your healing touch, which is again your bread and butter, is going to cost cast time is going to be less. It's going to cost you less time. It doesn't seem like much, but as the tooltip just showed, 1.4 seconds down from 2 almost 4, so it cuts off a second. Which again, timing is crucial. Your next ability is going to be Swiftmend, which is an instant heal. So as long as you have a heal over time up on somebody, you can pop this instant heal and heal them up for a decent amount. So going back to regrowth, regrowth is a combination between healing touch and rejuve. It has a casting time which is shorter than healing touch, does slightly more than healing touch, but it requires quite a bit more mana. But it gives you a heal over time effect, and that healing over time effect can trigger your Swiftmend ability. The next ability is Genesis. This was added end of Pandaria, I think, or mid Pandaria, something like that. This is going to pop all your rejuves that are on targets. It's going to cause them to work tremendously faster, which gives you the same amount of heals but in less amount of time. So if, again, to prevent damage or to take a blunt end of the damage that's coming in, you're going to have this on blanketed, what's called blanketed, on everybody in your party, and then as an ability goes off, you're going to pop Genesis, and Genesis is going to be like, bam, okay, take all my rejuves and make them go super fast and heal up everybody super fast. Great ability, gotta buy it. The next is Wild Mushroom. As it stands, Wild Mushroom is glyphed. I would highly recommend glyphing it. It allows you to put an AoE on the ground, but by glyphing it, you can set it basically anywhere you want, and you can move it with you as your group moves. So this is something you want underneath you, or the majority of your group, almost all times. Next ability is your combat res, your rebirth. This is going to bring people back from the dead. It's glyphed for me, so they come back with 100% health. No need to heal them up, and if they're standing in fire when they come back, then they don't almost instantly die again. And with a 10-minute cooldown, and I think it's like a 3-minute wait time in raid scenario, it's just, you don't want people coming back and dying again. You want people staying alive. That's the point. Survivability, get through the raid. I brought you up. Please don't die again. Next is kind of a combination between the last two. Barkskin. will reduce damage by 20% and will stop damage from affecting your tranquility. You can macro tranquility, which is the last ability right here. You can macro tranquility with bark skin, so it would be bark skin, or cast bark skin, and then cast tranquility, and that'll stop. I'll show you all these little ticks here. Tick, 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 tick. Those can be affected by AoE damage that's going out, and so by having bark skin on, it prevents that AoE damage from actually affecting your cast of tranquility. With tranquility being your "oh man, what do I do" button, and the most effective healing spell that Druid has, you probably want to have bark skin on when you're casting tranquility. I don't have the 2 macro because sometimes I don't need the tranquility. Sometimes I just need bark skin. Vice versa, sometimes there's not AoE damage going out, it's just I need to heal up a lot of people really fast, like an intermission phase or something. So that's why I don't have them macroed, but if you want to macro them to kind of get the feel of things, probably be a good idea. What else we got here? We got talents. Woo, talents! Alright. So as you can see, I'm not level 100, so I don't get this fancy little talent bracket. So I'm not going to discuss that, unfortunately. Hopefully I'll be at level 100 by the time I make my next video. I like this effect here. Feline Swiftness increases your movement speed by 15%. Next one down. Heals people for 4% of your maximum health. Free heals. No need to do anything. As long as you're at full health, no need to do anything. This renewal, that's a great ability too, heals you for 30%, similar to the priest Desperate Prayer button. Cenarian Ward, not worth taking in comparison to the other two, just doesn't have enough weight. This next bracket, do whatever. Typhoon, if you want to pick it, go for it, but be careful when you use it because tanks get mad. It knocks people back and potentially knocking people back into other mobs and just a mess. The next bracket is level 60 bracket. This is when it becomes really fun, and this is when my intermediate video will have some details on this, but Incarnation is actually the go-to for this. Why? Because it buffs all your abilities, gives you 120% armor, so it's like super drive bark skin. And it also increases all your healing. It's just an amazing utility. Takes time to learn some of it though, because like I said, you get a 30-second window that some of your abilities have changed, and so learning which abilities change and how they change, that takes some time. Like I said, intermediate kind of stuff, but that's definitely the talent to play with, that's the talent to learn and work on. Force of Nature just doesn't have the healing output that it needs to be as good as it should, even though it's kind of a cool talent. And Soul of Forest, you know, this it's an okay ability, but I don't know. Not many people pick it. One of those things. Ursula's Vortex. This bracket is a hit or miss. You could have an ability that stuns people for 5 seconds, so you got an add on you. You know, whatever. It's kind of a junk tier, really. Nature Sigil for level 90. Just because I like being able to pop that and do some damage myself. It's gonna do so much damage, 20% of damage, as long as you're healing. And obviously you're going to be healing all the time, so it's going to be doing 20% of whatever that heal is for damage. So I don't know why you wouldn't have that. Heart of the Wild's alright. It's actually better than alright, but 35% healing is great, but for 6 minutes of a cooldown, not so great. Takes too long. By the time the fight's over with, you've only been able to use it maybe once. If the cooldown's off from another fight, if not, you're stuck. And you've got to remember to push the button. Same here, but if you don't push the button on this, it's only a minute and a half cooldown. Doesn't matter if you push it or not, just does extra damage. Yeah, whatever. The whole bracket's kind of... and again, I don't know anything about level 100 talents, so I can't tell you guys. Glyphs, last topic here. Glyph of Rebirth restores people to 100%. I talked about this already, but you know, you bring somebody up 100% health. No need to worry if they stand in the fire for a second or something when they come back up. It's a great utility altogether. Glyph of Rejuve, I highly suggest this one. As long as you have it on 3 people, your healing touch is reduced in cast time. Less cast time means less having to stand still. Less having to stand still means less being in crap that you don't need to be in. And with this expansion, all about being move, 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 move. The shorter you can have a cast time, the better. And lastly, Wild Growth. Wild Growth, again, it gives you an extra target that you can heal. So 6 people up from 5. You know, the cooldown's 10 seconds, so you have more time to play with your other abilities, figure out what you want to do. You know, use Wild Growth whenever you can, because as long as there's something to heal. That's about it for this video. There's not too much else I want to talk about. I don't want to really lose anybody. So I'm gonna call it here. You know, do your YouTube thing, like, dislike, comment, whatever YouTube people do. Alright, cool. Peace.